Craig Orndorff of ValleySportsRadio.com. Join me on the Sports Buffet podcast. We looked ahead to baseball. Shenandoah Bull Run, Valley District. Craig breaks all of it down for us as the tournaments are either getting underway or have been underway in those three districts. Here's Craig Orndorff, ValleySportsRadio.com on the Sports Buffet podcast.
Always fun for me to catch up with my friend Craig Orndorff, ValleySportsRadio.com. Always used to see him mingling when we would take the road with Alta Vista, and even got lucky enough to do a game with him one time. Craig's going to break down some baseball for us, some single A and some double A. And Craig, as always, we appreciate the time. Let's start with the Shenandoah District. Very, very odd when you see all the low seeds get the win in that first district tournament game.
Yeah, really, it's kind of been the way the season has gone all year long. Anybody can win at any time, and like you said, an unusual, usually you would say that's unusual, but for this district, I mean, for anybody who's seen any games this year in the Shenandoah, you're not really surprised. But yep, all the lower seeds, 5, 6, 7, 8 were winners over the top seed, and they all had to go on the road to win. They didn't play at a neutral site; they played the semis and finals at JMU, but they had to go on the road to win, and that includes the 8 seed Stonewall Jackson, as they played well and beat East Rockingham, the regular season champ. I think East Rock is still locked up the number 1 seed for Division 1 in Region B. But Stonewall got that big win. Here's the crazy thing: Stonewall went, I think, 5-16. I think that's the record now. But 2 of their wins were by no hitters. They had 2 no hitters this year, and the last place team was the Shenandoah. So it's you never know what you're going to get in the Shenandoah. Could be a pitcher's duel. You might get a swing fest. It's always fun. I don't know how that's going to play out in the regionals, and if anybody's lucky enough to get to the states, but it's always a big question mark, and always fun to find out what's going to happen.
It may sound weird because obviously standings are standings and seedings are seedings, but out of the 5, 6, 7, and 8 team, is anybody significantly better than what they played and just kind of had a down year, if that makes sense?
I guess kind of surprised that Page County finished in the lower half since they're the defending champions. The Page and Riverhead were the final 2 teams last year, and Page won. But I guess kind of surprised Page finished in the lower half. So and they were I think just 10-10. But new year, turnover of some talent, but they've still got lots of talent back, and can't count them out for making a long run. And who knows? Like I said, Stonewall played them well, and they got them in the semifinals. So Stonewall pulls another upset, and Buffalo Gap has some guys who can hit the cover off the ball. So they could outslug Wilson, and then again you throw in the factor of playing on the neutral site. You're playing at JMU, so who knows? But it should be a fun couple of days.
Yeah, and with the way the region breaks down, because I know they do it pretty much the same way basketball has done it in terms of seeding, making that district tournament semifinal is huge. Talk about what new life it gives to these 4 teams that are kicking now in the Shenandoah. Yeah,
I think Stonewall. Well, I don't think, obviously depends on what the other teams in the district do, but with Stonewall's win, Buffalo Gap's win, they're right now sitting in playoff positions. So if other teams, like 4th place teams in the other district, like Lunenburg or Alta Vista or Madison County or something, if they're out, then the last place Stonewall is going to make it into the regional tournament. So a lot of times, I think a lot of people write off the district tournaments as not meaning much, but like you said, it does give everybody an extra life, and certainly has for the teams who came up with big wins in the quarterfinals on Friday.
Kind of break down the Shenandoah district for me and tell me what styles of ball are played by what teams and who is similar and to each other and who maybe is different. I don't want to say does not fit the Shenandoah district mold, but it's just a little bit different than everybody else.
Yeah, I haven't seen everybody a whole lot enough to make a sound decision, but I can give you the general once over. But for Stonewall Jackson, if they get good pitching, they can surprise some people. Like I said, they have 2 no-hitters under their belts this year, so if they get solid pitching, they're good. But you can say that just about with anybody. I think they match up Page County pretty well because they're similar I don't think Page hits as well as they did last year, but they still have some very good arms. And I think Wilson and Gap are pretty well matched up, too. There should be a good semifinal as well, another couple of teams that can really give you double-digit runs on any other night. So the semifinal matchups are going to give you some similar squads, similar styles of play. So we'll see how that works out, and what happens in the regionals. So I don't know if really anybody has the horses to go a long way. If you're looking in the future, East Rockingham, they've got a very young team. As they have it seems like this is their time. Obviously, they're the split off from Spotswood, so they have a lot of kids who came up in the middle schools and got to play some AAU ball. I guess I'm sure with other kids when they were thinking they were going to Spotswood, but then they split off into the other school, the new school, and they've got a lot of young talent. They don't always. I think they lose a little bit of focus sometimes. They do have a catcher and starting pitcher, Hunter Hensley, who's I think a good leader on that team. But they are young and talented, so you better stop them this year. And they looks like they are going to be the number one seed going into the regionals. And like I said, Riverhead's district or state runner-up last year. So it's very balanced from top to bottom, and we'll just have to see how it plays out.
For people down my way who maybe are not as familiar with the Shenandoah district, who are some of the coaches in there that have really been battle tested and seen quite a bit of postseason baseball in the past few years or in their time as a coach in the district?
I would say number one that comes to mind is Jimmy Burke at Page County. Finally got a state championship last year, and he's been doing it for 30 years, which was even my day in high school. But I would say he comes up the best, and I think that's why we look at Page County and say they with his leadership, the way he manages, probably gives them the best opportunity to go further into the regionals, and they do have that state championship under the belt with that experience coming back as they go into the postseason. So I think as far as coaching goes, Page County is the team you got to look out for. And Stonewall Jackson, they've got a rookie head coach this year, so he's no doubt thrilled to get a first. I think it's the first tournament win. I forget how many years. I saw the figure the last time they won a district tournament game, but that was Colton Harlow who pitched them past East Rock on Friday. He was one of the pitchers who has a no-hitter this year. Yeah, as far as coaches with experience, it's no doubt Jimmy Burke at Page County.
Bull Run District will get underway this week as well. Top of the heap is William Monroe and Stroudsburg and Clark County follow them. What do you expect out of some of these Bull Run teams as we hit postseason?
Well, obviously William Monroe is the cream of the crop right now. They're 19-1, and this is their first year in Group A. They were in Double A last year. They went 22-2. And not only did they go 22-2, but they had to play all road games last year. Well, quote-unquote road games. Their home games, they had to either go to Orange or Madison County because they were building a new ballpark. Well, they got their new ballpark this year, and they've got a lot of seniors back, including the pitcher Jordan Gentry, who I believe is going to junior college after the new or when college time rolls around in the fall. And Logan Forloins is a big hitting catcher, so they are solid, and they just missed out on going to the state tournament in Double A last year, lost in the regional semifinals. So no doubt their goal is making it to the state tournament. And they look pretty strong. They beat Spotswood this year, the top team of the Valley District. So that shows you what kind of team they had. Although they did lose, they did beat Strasburg only by a score of 3-2 late in the season. And that's been the only hiccup for the Rams in the last 10 games, 9 of 10 that they have won. After a really uncharacteristically poor start for them, their pitching was not very good early. But as of late, they've won 6 in a row. Like I said, 9 of 10. Tyler Hott is their ace. And if Strasburg plays good defense behind some steady pitching, they've got a chance to win some ball games. And you're talking about coaching in the Shenandoah. Well, in the Bull Run, it's Jeff Smoot who's been there all 30, well, I guess 31 years now of the program. at Strasburg, and he has a state championship as well, and perennial regional teams. So obviously he's got some things turned around, made some adjustments, and Strasburg's back on track, and they've been winning some close games and low-scoring games here down the stretch as well. So keep an eye on the Rams, too. No doubt they are